very hard, you try so very hard. Say you're leaving now, love don't mean a thing. What it comes down to is nothing really comes in stone. What it comes down to is no one wants to be alone. I'm not the only one running for the hills now like a bullet from a gun. I'm not the only one running for the hills now like a bullet from a gun. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one running for the hills, running for the hills. I'm not the only one running for the hills now like a bullet from a gun.
Temple Boom. Hello, folks. How are you? Hello, Richard, Dave, Sarah, Tiago. Did I say Richard? How are you? Hopefully now the feed is okay. We've got a bit dodgy weather again this evening, so we'll see. Oh, sorry there. Don't know what happened to my microphone. Went a bit do-lolly. I went a bit do-lolly. Okie dokie. So, plan of action is good. It's all good. What's up, Jerry? How are ya? Steve? How do you do? You're all welcome. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so this evening we are continuing with The Witch. You've seen me kind of posting bits and pieces and pictures up. I did the head carving, so at the moment, let me see what we have here. At the moment we have, it's all a bit dusty at the moment. I've got to give it all more coats of oil and stuff like that once it's all finished, but you'll get the idea. So we have the broomstick like thus, and hi Ryan, how are you? Have you not got homework to do? And what's this? Cauldron. Have the cauldron and the broomstick, which the witch will be holding and then standing next to. And then we have the body, which we are going to be continuing with in just a second. This is the piece that we're going to be working on next. So there is the body. I'll give you a measurement on that. If I can find me tape measure, there it is. Okay. So the body, once I've cut that piece off, the body is standing off the ground just to where the top of the neck is going to be, is around 10 inches. So it's 10 inches long from there to, we'll say, the feet. Okay, so that's the body. That's what we're working on, and we're going to work on getting the head attached to the body this evening, and if we have time we'll start on the arms, and then we have the head. Hi Wayne. Oh, there's a hair on it. And there is the witch's face, which I carved yesterday. Side profile and the back. I went with carving the hair. I might scorch that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. And depending on how it's orientated on, so it'll look like this in theory. Okay. So depending on how it's orientated, excuse me. Hi Brendan. Harabathuba. Thank you. So however that's orientated on the body, I might do a bit of off-centre turning and try and get the neck to kind of go at an angle so that the head's not quite straight, but we'll see. We're going to head on that, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to work the arms. I don't know if any of you remember Buzz Lightyear that I made for the Makers Make It Matter. I made kind of arms that moved, they had joints. So I'm not sure if I'll do that for this. It's easy enough to do, but they're a bit bulky and I'm not sure if they'll work. Now I might be able to do them so that the cloak looks as if it's coming over the arms and hide the joints, but I'm not sure. We might just do solid arms so she's kind of standing holding the broomstick and maybe, I don't know, pointing or something like that. We'll see. We'll work out the arms. I'm winging it. I'm winging this piece as I go along. So right, okay, my feed has frozen, folks, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, the feed might be a bit glitchy this evening, folks. The only reason why is because the weather's not great here. It's not supersonic weather. But anyway, okay, Tiago asks where are we? Okay, so I am broadcasting live from Sligo, which is the west coast of Ireland. Where are you from, Tiago? We've got all sorts of people. We've got people from Ireland, from the States, from the UK. Occasionally we have Rob jump on, he's from Canada. So it's kind of a variety of people that tune into the show, and any newcomers to the show are all very welcome. You're all very welcome. As I said on my show on Sunday, I actually hit 19,000 subscribers on Saturday, and somehow I've jumped up another 102 subscribers, I think, in the last couple of days. So what I've decided to do is I've also almost, you saw me post on Facebook, I've also almost hit 1,000 subscribers or likes on my page, which is also fantastic. So what I'm going to do is on my Facebook page, once I get to 1,000 likes, that's Templeboy Turner if you go and look it up on Facebook. Once my page reaches 1,000, I'll do a live show on that page, and whatever I make on the live show I'll give away to one of my subscribers, or likes. So we'll work out that somehow. I'm not sure how we'll do it. And then when I reach 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is something I can't friggin' believe, to be honest with you, it's pretty necking unbelievable, to be honest with you. I never thought I'd get 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. Once I get the 20,000 mark on YouTube, I'm going to try and work out some kind of big giveaway, but I've got to find a sponsor. The only way I'm going to be able to do a big giveaway on my YouTube channel is to find a sponsor. I can't afford to buy a big piece of machinery or a set of tools or anything like that. Now I could make something, but 20,000, that's a bit of a naff prize. So if I can find some kind of sponsor or a company locally that can sponsor me a prize or something like that, or even help me out with a discount on buying a prize or something like that, then I'll get something together and I'll do a 20,000 subscriber giveaway. I might even do a live show for that too. Also, another thing that's coming up as well is I'm going to do a silent auction in aid of the school that I work for. I work for a special needs school, St Cecilia's School here in Sligo, and they're trying to raise money to they had some amazing workers go in today and do some voluntary work and completely blitz 2 playgrounds, and they've done a lot of the hard graft work, but we still need equipment to put into the playground, like, you know, swings and new trampolines and stuff like that. So we're trying to raise money for that. So my way of doing it is I've got a good few pieces lying around here, like this piece here. This is just for example. This piece here, it's a hollow form. It's actually the first hollow form I ever made. I'm going to clean them all up and kind of get them all presentable and stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a silent auction. And the way that will work is it'll either be on Facebook or it'll be on my web page. And it'll be a silent auction. So basically, you'll just bid the highest amount that you think you can afford for that piece. Hi Phil, thanks for joining us. Yeah, you'll bid for the highest, or whoever, not necessarily you, will bid the highest amount that they can afford for that piece, and on a certain time and date that I decide, I will click on, and whoever's bid the most amount for a particular piece will win that piece, whatever it is. Whatever, I'm willing to, you know, sell them for whatever I get. They're just lying around my workshop and stuff. So, and I'm not all about making huge money, but seeing as though it's for charity and it's for special needs kids, which don't get that much support in this country, unfortunately, from the government. The most amount of money I can raise for those pieces will be great, and then I can donate it to the GoFundMe page. There is a GoFundMe. If JP joins later on, I'll get him to put the link up. Okay, so we'll get on with this. That's enough waffling on. But that's all the housework, as they call it, that's coming up soon. Oh, and I got this new light from see this new light? It's kind of cool. It's just from the local cheap shop, but it's cool. It's got a magnet, a really strong magnet, and it'll fix to the lathe, and it's quite bright, blind you, which is cool. That's going to be handy for if I have to light up bits for you to see. Okay, so how are you, Alan? Great to see you on board. Thank you for the likes already. I see I've got 4 likes there. That's brilliant. I'm going to just put this between centres. I've noticed that there is a big dirty old crack in this, but if we can't, right, I'm going to switch over to the other camera. So I'm going to disappear, but you will see what I'm working on. So as if by magic, boom, there you go. Hi Donald, how are you? You are very welcome. I can see that there's a bit of lag with the chat and the actual video, so that's okay, we'll work that. I am just going to put this between centres. Don't worry about the camera, I will fix that in just a secky doodle. Yeah. So I'm just literally just putting this back between centres where it was before. I've not done anything to this body since the last time we worked on it on the live show. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, or middle of last week. I think it was this week. I think it was this day last week, was it? So there we go. That's there. Let me see what I can do with the camera there for you folks. I'll move it over a bit for you. Ooh, not that way. And we'll maybe come in a bit. Oh no, that's a bit too much. We'll leave it there for now, and if you can't see it, then let me know, and we'll maybe move this one out a wee bit to there, just for now, until we get to know what we're at. Okay. Hello Tracy, how are you? You're very welcome. And Phil, I think I said hello to Phil. It's hard to keep up. It's great. Do you know what? This is fantastic. I'm. Where did I get the light? Where did I get the light? I got the light from. It was just like a cheap shop that we have in Ballinair here in County Mayo, called Mr. Wisp. I can give you the details on it, so you can look it up online. Maybe. It's Amtech. That's AMTECH. Amtech. And the code on it is S8147. I'll put this all in the show notes anyway at the end. And it's made by DK Tools Limited. DK Tools Limited. Postcode. I'm thinking maybe the UK. UB78EQ. So that's all the information I can give you on that. So it's battery powered, but it's really bright. It's very good light. Anyway, that's enough of that waffle. Diego, where do I buy my wood? Okay, hi Woodpecker, how are you? Diego, do you know what? The last time I bought a piece of wood was probably when I first started 2 years ago. When I first started wood turning, and I've not bought any since. I get it given to me and donated to me, and my good friend Brendan is over there. He goes by Bacon Soda. He visited me a couple of weeks ago, and he brought me a huge car full of wood, all different types of wood, which is fantastic. So I'm lucky enough to have been given plenty of wood since I've been wood turning. So I don't have a huge budget. I have a huge family, but I don't, which is the reason why I don't have a huge budget. So just taking coffee there. Right. So my plan is I'm going to turn down this waste block that was originally just, there while I was turning the shape of the body. I'm going to turn this waste block down to a manageable kind of even cylinder. See if I get rid of. There is a slight crack going across here where it's dried out. And there is also a crack has formed on her dress here, but it's quite solid. I think it's just like a surface crack, and you don't really see it with the carvings. If it becomes an issue, what I'll do is I will just break it off, super glue it and put it back on, and then just disguise it by just charring it up again. It's an easy fix. That's a good thing about this. It's going to be easy fixed if any damage happens to it, because it's all just rough carving. So yeah, I'm going to turn this piece down. I'm going to take my ring off first. Don't wear jewellery, guys. I know I see a lot of people wearing jewellery. It's only a wooden ring, but still, if that gets caught anywhere on this lathe, you're going to lose a finger, minimum lose a finger, and that's not something you want to do, just for the sake of literally a second to take a ring off. And if you can't take your ring off, then tape it up. Put some good electrical tape or something like that. Stay safe. Enjoy your hobby and stay safe. So we're going to turn this down to a cylinder, and then what I'm thinking is I might put it off center and then turn the neck down, and then the head, obviously we'll have to bore a hole somewhere orientated in the head, and we'll have to push the head onto whatever spindle I leave, which won't be huge, for the neck. Now if that doesn't work, I'm not too worried if it doesn't work, because I can always cut it off, and then I can turn a dowel and we can orientate it however we want. But I just thought, for practice more than anything, can we do it all in one piece? Do you know? So we're gonna go ahead with that now. I'll turn this down to a manageable cylinder. How's the feed, guys? Hopefully the feed's good for you. We've been lucky the last few weeks. For those of you that have just joined, because I'm in Ireland, I'm right out in the, where am I? I'm on the coast of Ireland, So therefore I work from a satellite. I'm going to use my gouge. I work from a satellite signal, so I don't have a hard cable coming into the house for my phone line or internet line. So I work from a satellite, and the weather does affect it, unfortunately. So we'll see how we go. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the head turned out. I really am happy with how that turned out. Okay, so we're just going to... Oh, where's me shield? Face shield, folks. It's very dusty from all the carving I've been doing. Okay, so the sound goes... Thanks, Phil. Yeah, so the sound goes a little bit strange sometimes when I put the head shield in, because it's just rebounding the sound back from the mic. Okay, so... Alright, so let's rock and roll. So that's about 1500. And I'm very wary that we have a crack there, so I'm staying out of line of any pieces that are going to shoot off of there. Look, they could shoot off. Sorry, now I've got a thing flashed up on my computer screen there. I just wanted to check everything was okay. Diego, I have a SIP lathe. That's S-I-P, SIP lathe. I'm not sure if they're a UK company. I think they are a UK company. They're a low budget lathe. It's a SIP MIDI lathe. And it's grand. I've had it for about a year and a half, probably about 18 months. And I've done an awful lot of work on this lathe. I also have the daddy version of this. I have the Pro lathe in my bigger workshop. All my lathes that I've owned, except for the one that I made, are SIP lathes. Now, what I have noticed on this one is the belt is starting to slip now, so I'm going to treat this. I'm going to treat this lathe to a service soon. Because I have a demo. I have a demo coming up on the 10th of December. Christmas demo and a market as well. So I want to get this. I bring this little MIDI lathe with me. So I want to get it up and running. This lathe at the time, I think at the moment they're going for about, I think they're about €450. I don't know whereabouts you are, Tiago. I missed where you're from, in which part of the world you're from, but yeah, about €450 here in Ireland. Okay, we'll have a look at that, and we've got a little bit of end grain. It's a funny piece of wood. Hit this. You've got lovely smooth, and then you're hitting some end grain there of some kind. Just the way that the grain is orientated. I think that the crack. Yeah, we've lost the crack, which is great. That's fantastic. In fact, that's good. Okay, I'm just going to finish my coffee up before it goes cold and fills up too much with chips. Yeah, that's what I mean. SIP lathes they're the lower budget range. And what you get with this is you get the lathe, you get a live center. Sorry, you get a live center, drive center. You get a faceplate. You get 2 tool rests. This small one and the large one. This large one, and what else do you get? Oh, and the keys and Allen keys and stuff like that. It's got a belt and 3 gears. The low speed on this one is 500 to 1300. Then it goes 950 to 2500, 3500. It's not great on the low end. You haven't got a really slow speed for sanding, and it doesn't have a reverse, and it doesn't have a headlock, you know, a lock on the headstock. But it is hollow head and tail, and yeah, it's a great little lathe. I keep it on the mid-range, on the 950 to 2500, and that does anything I need to do, which is great. JP, how are you? Pow, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. For those of you that don't know JP, he is my moderator. He is Jamie Page, and he is an awesome guy. If anything you need to know about YouTube or any social media, then go and ask JP. I would strongly recommend you go and sign up to his channel. JP, if there's as before, anybody that you see jump on the chat that has a YouTube channel, please whack the link up there. Also, JP, can you do me a favor? You might have to go and scour my Facebook page. Could you go and find the GoFundMe link for St. Cecilia's School that I work for, and put a link up for that for me, please, for folks if they want to donate to the school. Thank you. Yeah, JP has a new show starting tomorrow. It's called the Whatever JP Wants to Call It show, and I'm going to be his. I'm not sure what I'm going to be. I don't know if I'm his lackey, his moderator, or it's just payback, but we'll find out. Right, we'll get this right down now, and then I'm going to put it off center, and we're going to see how it works. Turning the speed right up now, probably to, yeah, we're going to go up to about 2000, 2002 we're on. Now obviously this is too long at the moment. But it gives us room for error. And everybody knows I need room for error. You can hear the lathe idle in there, whether, I don't know if the motor's getting tired or if the belts are slipping. I'm thinking the belt, to be honest with you. I don't know. I need my friend Jerry the machine. That man is a machine, to come service my lathe. I'll do a bit of left-handed here, just to showing off now using the left hand. So I don't know, I don't want to go any smaller than that at the moment, because I'm not sure if I'm going to put a bit of a neck on our witch, or if I'm just gonna have a just straight down to. I don't think witches generally have a very large neck, so we'll see. Oh no, have we gone doolally there, folks? Hopefully not. We'll see. Hopefully the feed will sort itself out there, folks. Bad weather. Yeah, sorry, but like I say, guys, that the feed could get a little bit sketchy this evening. It's crappy weather. I'm sorry about that. If it gets really bad, let's see if I can play with the settings here a little bit. Yeah, it's on and off, guys. Let me just type and let you know what's going on. I don't want you thinking that I'm ignoring you. Working on the feed now. Right. What I may have to do is I may have to depend on Mr. JP, and I may have to plug direct into the box. You see now. We'll not panic yet. We'll not panic yet. We'll not panic yet. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds, guys. I'll keep talking to you, but I won't carry on turning until we get the feed up. It's annoying. Ba 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 da dee da dee dee dee. Okay, so I am going. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to connect direct to my computer. It was quite a while ago, JP. Okay, I'm not gonna. Is that really bad, isn't it? Let me just ask you guys. Is the feed really bad? I'm supposed to say really. I'm just refreshing myself, folks, just so that I can get back up and running. We're going to bear with it. I'm not going to give up. Not yet, anyway. I'd hate to give up now. Okay, it looks like we're back. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll carry on. So at this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this off center. So it's only a matter of loosening off here and then deciding how much off center I want to go. It doesn't, I'm just going to pull this tailstock back a bit as well, be easier. So it doesn't really matter where off center. I'm not worried which orientation the head is on this, but I do want it to seems to be stable again now. Good, that's okay. Well, hopefully it will stay like that. It's a bit of a bummer when it does stuff like that, I'm sorry. So I've moved that probably an inch to one side off center, and as you can see it's got a good wobble on it. So I'm not sure if that's going to make a huge difference, but because I've still got a bit of meat and it's very long here, I'm going to work up this end and see how much off center it is and see how we go. That's good. Thank you, folks. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, I don't give. Everybody knows I don't give up. I get down about it because I want my feeds to be as good as possible, because I'm taking up your folks' time. So I don't like my feeds to be pants. You know, it's just one of them things. Right, okay, so let's see how much off center this is. I'm going to turn the volume down remember to turn your lathe right down when you've put something off center before you fire it up again, because it does start wobbling. Let's see how we go with this. Sometimes bringing the speed up helps it settle down slightly. Right, and now I'm just going to take a small bit off this end, and it will tell me how much off center we're going to go with this. Like I say, I've got plenty to play with, and because we're big up the other end and very small this end, it's going to be very minimal up this end to see how much off center we've gone. Okay, so it's only put it off forward to move it a little bit more. I'm gonna bring it over a bit more, I think. In fact, I'm gonna bring it over quite a lot. I think it'll be more of a result if I bring it right over to about there. We'll give that a go. I've really not done much off center. In fact, the wand, not the wand, what am I talking about? The what is it? It's a broomstick. The broomstick that I made was kind of, I think it was only about the second or third time I've ever done off center turning. So okay, so now we're really exaggerated up the tailstock end, but again it doesn't make a huge difference up this end, but I think it's going to be enough. Again, we'll turn the speed right down. Hi, what are you trying to do? Bravo. Okay, is that Cavity Boy? A Cavit Boy? Okay, we're making a witch. This is the head. This is the head, and we're making the neck now that's going to push inside the head. And I'm doing it off center, which means that I'm working the piece of wood so that it's not directly through the center of the lathe. It's set off from the center of the lathe, which exaggerates the angle of what will be the neck. I hope that explains it. If it doesn't, then maybe someone else can explain it better in the chat for me. Here we go. We're going to wobble quite badly again here again. Bring this. Yeah, that wasn't good. My hand bowl just fell on my head. I'm auctioning that. I don't want that to break. I'll put that up on the shelf there. Wibble wobbles, wibble wobbles. Right, let me, yeah. Okay, let's go again. Just want to check where we're going with this. Making me jump. All these things falling down around my head. It's Halloween, I'm supposed to be jumpy, right? 'Tis the season. Okay. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm liking that. That is the perfect angle, I think. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with that. Hi, Cliff. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. It's a little bit different. You know, it's something you wouldn't see all that often. And I'm all about that. So, we'll see. I'm all about that. I'm just refreshing because for some reason when my mouse dropped it's put me back to the beginning of the video and I don't know where we are now. Oh, that's okay, we're caught up again now. Alright, so let's keep rocking and rolling here, and I'm going to bring my I want to just touch up this blade a bit with the diamond card. JP, if you're still there in the chat, it was quite a while ago. Sorry, I just remembered that you asked me a question. It was a while ago since I put that GoFundMe link up. I can find it anyway, JP, a bit later on. Don't worry about it too much. I was just saying, JP, I'm going to be looking for some kind of sponsor of a prize for my 20k giveaway. So. Okay. Here we go. We'll get over this shady bit of turning. And I'm literally, all I'm doing is I'm just turning down a dowel. Doesn't have to be shaped in any way. But what it will do is it will be off-centered from the rest of the body. So when I put the head on, it will give the head an appearance that it's tilted to one side. Hopefully, that's the plan. And I'm just gonna go up to the body, as much of the body as I can. Don't want to cut into the body because it means I'll start off centering the top of the body and it won't give the proper effect. That's the that's it in theory anyway. See that now? So it's off-centered from the body. You can see that. It's kind of an angle. It's all about the lathe, about the lathe, about the lathe, no catches. It's all about the lathe, no catches. Alright, so we're not far off that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. I think I'm going to use a flat scraper, will be easier on that. Now just to clean it up, and then I can get in closer to the body then, and then we'll put it straight again and clean up around the body, and we're ready then to see if we can fit the head to the body. I really don't need much at all, probably 3/4 of an inch, if that, to join the head. Now, bearing in mind that this was a log, I think it was a log, was it, this piece, when I started it? No, that's fine. That's fine how that is now. And what I'll do is I'll clean up the top of the body now, and when the head goes on, it will look like it's at an angle, hopefully. So now it's just a matter of stretching it back up, straightening it back up, not stretching it. You can't stretch wood. Stupid Steve. Straighten it back up in, putting it between centres again. Not putting too much pressure on this now. I'm only just touching it up, and you'll see the rest of the body will spin and the neck will be off-centered now. And this will give me a chance now to clean up around the bottom of where the neck and the body meet, and I can clean that up with, I use my gouge again, and it will spin much nicer again now. I was never one that was very, I was never really good at angles at school. I could never work out angles. Now that's cleaned out just there, and when the head goes down onto this, you won't see that because the chin is going to be there. In fact, we're probably going to be putting it on there so that her head's looking back a bit. I think that might be how I'll do it. So that's kind of it. I can file and carve the rest of this. I'm not going to clean it up too much now because it will start cutting. You see I've started just slightly cutting into the neck there. If I start cutting into there, it will completely chop that off, so I don't want to do that. So now that's that. I'm going to come up the other end, and I'm going to clean up the other, where the tenon is, the other end, and get it down where I can just cut it off, just with a parting tool. You can see it just here. I can maybe move that around there a bit for you so you can see it a bit better. Might be a bit better for you. And can we see it on the other camera? Okay. Maybe move it over a bit. It's all gone wonky, all gone wonky. There we go. I think you can get the general idea with that. White. And I'm just going to use the parting tool, just clean that up. I'll explain to you in a second what I'm going to do with the base of this. So I'm just undercutting slightly so it sits on wherever it's going to be sitting, nice and flat. And I'm just going to take it down to a knob that I can just cut off with a saw. That's all I want to do with that. I might just run a bit of sandpaper on that. It's not bad as it is, but I'll just have a bit of sandpaper here that I'll just rub Move my tool rest actually out the way. I'll be scorching the base of this again, so I'm not too worried about getting it perfect. Just to darken it up. I can do it with the palm sander anyway, that's not a problem. So that's pretty much what we're going to do on the lathe with the body. I'll show you that now. And you can see now, hopefully you can see that now, it's just slightly offset center from the body. I'm just going to cut that off there, and then the head I'll drill a hole big enough, and that will now be orientated, and however I twist that, it will act as a cam, and my head, I might even make it so that the head twists. I might not glue it. At all. And then what I'm going to do here at the bottom is I'm going to carve it so it looks like where the base is. I'm going to carve so it just so you can see her feet. Wherever her head ends up, I'll have the feet facing to the front. That's what we're doing now. Now let's see what you're saying. Lots of vids on YouTube about bending wood. Some use steam. Yeah, you can bend wood, and you can. I suppose you can stretch. I suppose yeah, you can. Okay, I lied. You can't stretch wood. When I said you can't stretch wood, you can. Hi Wurzel. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yeah, refresh Wurzel. It's a bit of a crappy feed at the moment. I'm sorry about that. So I can take my hat off now, and right. So I need to size what size my spindle is that I've just left. I think my camera's a bit ski-whiff, is it? It is. Here we go. That's better. And I'm just going to size the neck, or the dowel that I've just turned down, and see is it anywhere near a drill bit that I have. If it is, then that'll be handy. I should have thought about that, really, to be honest with you. I should have done it to the right size of a drill bit. If not, I'm not too worried. We can get it right. We have carving tools. Now let's see what drill bits I have here. I actually farewell to you, my Spanish lady. Farewell to you, sweet lady of all. Just checking my drill bits here that I have. I don't have many drill bits here, to be honest with you. Right, let's take the chuck off. He says, yep, that washer works fine. Don't lose me washer. My Jacobson chuck fits in the headstock, which is handy. So that means that I can just use that as a drill, and I could just hold this wherever I want it. Now, I'm not sure how far off the size I need is that. It's not far off at all, so I'm going to use that drill bit, the Old Faithful, and I can always put the Dremel in and widen the hole if I need to. Wurzel, did you get it going? My old Cocker Spaniel. I'm going to cut off. Where's my Japanese saw? Here it is. Okay. I'm trying to get this so that I can get it on camera for you guys. It's not Do you know what I'm going to do? Move that back there. Move that over there. I've got a board here. Put this board here, like this. This here, and then I will bring that out so that you can see what I'm doing, maybe. Yeah, da 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 da. There you go. That's a bit better. Right. So I am just going to cut this off. I'm going to leave probably about an inch, I'd say. Roughly an inch. There we go, just like that. And then I'm going to cut the bottom off as well while I'm at it. And I just bend the Japanese saw and get it into the kind of the shape that I've turned it. You can cut it in quite close then. And because I've undercut it, it will stand there nicely. That's cool, that stands up. It's always a bonus when it stands up. Okay. Now we need to decide where we're going to drill this, and I think, to be honest, it's going to be straight up, just behind her chin, just here. That's where we're going to go, right in behind the chin. So I think it's going to be the only way to go. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to get some smaller drill bits and we'll work our way up rather than just whacking that straight into it. I think I have a few other drill bits here just to get pilot drills going. Well, I thought I did anyway. Dang it. Where's me drills gone? Do 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 do. Where's me drills gone? Do do do. There they are. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Where's me drills gone? Where's me drills gone? That's not going to drill much. That's a masonry drill. We'll have to wing it with what we got. We'll start with this small one just to get a pilot hole. You gone to sleep, Cliff, are you? Oh, shite. Cliff's gone to sleep. He must have had a long day. Someone wake Cliff up. Cliff! Thank you. Yeah, hopefully it'll all work out. Like I say, I've been kind of just winging it as I go along. I kind of do that with projects. I did that with Buzz. I just kind of fix things as they happened. And so I want to get this in the centre. Get it starting, bring the speed up then. You can use the lathe for anything, you know. And I must say, this beechwood was awesome to carve. Now this will kind of burn its way through a little bit, to be honest with you, because they're not the newest of drills. I really have got to invest in a new set of drill bits. That's gone through enough there on that. Now that's gone down a good bit. It's that one. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to go for it, lads and lasses. Just going to go for it. It's the body is 10 inches, Cliff, from the ground, you know, from where it stands to the top of the body is 10 inches, and then the head is from the bottom of the head to the top of the hat is 6 inches. So you're talking 16 inches, I suppose, if my math's correct. Okay, let's I'm gonna bring that down until we get it. Yeah, that's drilling. Now I think I'm gonna drill this at a slight angle. It's just I'm tempted, that, you know. I don't know if you can get my big ugly head out the way. And like I say, I can mess about with the Dremel and carve this. Yeah, that's good. I can open up a bit. Alright, that's in enough. I can work with that now. How far off we? So, oh, do you know what, lads and lasses? That's actually going on. That actually fits on there perfect. What? What? Look at that. Success! Whoop. Look at that. That is cool. What I can do is I can disguise this now by carving the rest of the dress up. But it's tight enough, and you can see where where it's off centered. If you twist the head, it looks at different angles. So I'm not going to glue that. You can have that. That's good. That's success. If I turn it right round, then it'll be straight. But that's perfect. That's just how I wanted it, and the chin just sits lovely. Sits just lovely on there. So let me swap the cameras over, and I'll show you how are we doing for time, folks. Half 10. Oh, we've only gone an hour. That's good. Let me change the camera over. And I can show you what that looks like now. So there you go. Can you see that? Now obviously we've got to colour the top, and we've got to grind that. But it fits perfect, and it's off center from the body, and it looks really cool from all angles. You know, it just doesn't look like another lump of wood plonked on another piece of wood. And I can, where the neck is, I can carve that and make it look neck-like. And I went with short hair with I could have extended and carved another piece of wood that goes in here and comes down as hair. I just don't think, I think that's enough. I think it looks fine as it is. It looks, I was going for the cartoon type witch that isn't too super scary. So I've got small kids around the house, do you know? I didn't want it too super scary, but I wanted it looking cool, sitting there on the fireplace. So it does look like Rob Summerlin with a hat. You're right. He is a bit of a witch. So let's compare that with the size of so we've got to try and work out our arms, obviously, but this is what the trio is going to look like. The brush is just the right height. It looks just right when it's sitting in the cauldron. So the trio and the different colours of wood I'm really liking. So do you get that? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Isn't it great? Isn't it a great feeling when something that you're making does work out? And it kind of all... I'm the sort of person that envisions something when I'm making it, and if it works out, it just, yeah, it's just brilliant. No comparing. Oh my god. No comparing. Okie dokie. So next is the arms, and I suppose we've got an hour. I'm on for a couple of hours, so the next is we can work out together how we're going to go about making these arms. Let me pour myself another cup of coffee. What are you guys working on, by the way? Thank you, Cliff. Thanks, everybody. I'm seeing the chat coming up again now. It's just caught up for me. Looks amazing, Steve. Beautiful, Steve. Oh my goodness, that's super. That is awesome, Steve. Thanks, guys. Yeah, JP had a bit of a... JP needs some love, folks. JP's project that he's working on. It went slightly askew. It wasn't using a skew. It went slightly dippity, I'm afraid. But JP, do you know, sometimes stuff like that happens. Do you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright, so arms. Let me put Witchy over here. We've got to come up front with a name for her. I don't know if... Did you all see the video that I put up? I put a video up of me making the broomstick. I have videoed doing the body. I videoed... This is the bummer. Now, JP, not everything goes right. I videoed carving the head last night, and when I went to check out the... yeah, when I went to check out the footage, the card was corrupt, so I have lost the footage on carving the head. So I'm not, you know, I was going to time lapse that, but hey, what are you going to do? I have a few pictures, so you know. Glenda, call her Glenda the Witch. Baby Groot's still taking longer than I thought. Yeah, I can't wait to see the finished Baby Groot. Because you're a carver as well, aren't you, Dave? The hand you did is freaking awesome, mate. I love that. Right, okay. So let's think about how we are going to do... Let's put this chuck with the steb center in, and let's think about how we're going to do these arms. Oh no, I don't want... No. No. Need the washer. I need the washer. So arms, folks. Oh, you like the poem? Good. Yeah, I actually read that poem to the kids in school today, and they loved it too. So it's. I was kind of thinking it might have been a bit scary for the kids, but no, they liked it, which is good. Yeah, I've got to finish my scroll saw Halloween project too. That's the next thing. Get Witchy finished, and then okay, so arms, folks. I don't know. Do you know, I think, to be honest with you, we'll just turn some cylinders arm shaped and leave them quite thick, I'm thinking we'll leave them quite thick, slightly shaped. Let me see if I can draw it for you on this board. And a piece of paper, a red pen, and a board. Change the cameras over again for you, and then I'll try and explain what I'm doing. So you just got a new lathe, Barry. What lathe did you get? Maybe you told me before, but so my idea is turn some arms that are cylinder, obviously, that go wide at the end like this. Then come back down. This is the shape I'm going to turn, just. And then have the cylinder like this. So this will be the shape of each arm. And what I'll do then is I'll carve these the same as the dress and make this look like big wide sleeves. And then I'll carve hands from what's left of the stumps here. So these will end up like hands like this. So it will look like she's gripping, on one hand it will look like she's gripping the brush, the broom. And then however we turn the other, we'll turn them both the same shape and carve them, but with one hand we'll have her just kind of holding a fist or whatever. And then I can carve the edge here where it meets the body to meet the shape of the body, and then this will look like a shoulder or an arm joint here, and carve this so it fits in. What do you think? I think that's the way to go. My lathe will be bolted down tomorrow. I am so excited. Whoopee, I've got 4 again, lol. God, no Wi-Fi, endorse it. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, well, my feed's not great either, Wurzel. I'm sorry about that. It's sucky McSuck. Highland Boxes, how are you? You're very welcome. Thank you for joining. Let me just... Highland, you just joined us. Let me just show you the witch. How so far we've just turned the neck of the body, and we've just fitted the head. Ooh. This camera, mate. Here, look, I'll just lift that up like that. That'd be easier. So there you go. That's the head of the witch, and I've put it onto the body. I've just got to colour the top and carve the neck slightly, just that, you know, just to blend it all in. But we did some off-center turning. The head twists, so we can put it at different angles, which is cool. My kids will have great fun playing with that. So a head twists, and now we're just working out how we're going to do the arms. And I think I've just sussed it. You see, one arm bent would be great, but in an ideal world, a bent arm would be great, and just cutting it and carving it would be great. But I think we'll just turn 2 cylinders, and I'll see how it turns out. So that's the witch that we are still working out the name for. So what do you think on that idea for turning? Well, obviously, whatever, we'll work it. We'll work. Do you know what? That nearly works out like that. I don't need the second camera, do I? The third camera. Right, okay, that's enough jabbering. Shut up, Steve, and get on with it, will you? Jesus. No one wants to hear your shite. Should I show you? I just want to show you something that I got. Just a handy tip for you, folks. For those of you that are looking to make, do you know the boxes for doing photography, for taking pictures of your pieces? You need a white box with a light. Well, I got this. It's really cool. I'll tell you where I got it from, but the light really shines through it nicely and spreads nicely. Go to your local scrap, or your local salvage yard or electrical salvage yard. This was from the back of a flat screen TV, a broken flat screen TV. This goes in behind the screen, as a reflective to push the light out towards the front of the screen. It's probably about 3mm long, and it's thick, and it's really strong and flexible. And I'm going to cut that up and make it into a light box for photography. And if I can get a couple more, I will. But they're great. You just break the front screen out of a TV, and you'll get one of those. I just saw this sticking out of a TV and grabbed it and thought, oh, that'd be cool. One of our old TVs that my son kindly shot with a BB gun. Anyway, we won't go there. Right. He had an Elvis moment shooting TVs. Right, let's get on with it. Let's find a couple of pieces of wood. I've got some bits of beech up here that will match. I think they're beech. I think, yeah, do you know what? I think that's perfect for the two arms. That is perfect for the two arms. I'm going to cut that in half. That is just under 14 inches, so 7. We'll cut that in half. Bear with me, this might take a week or two. Thanks, Wurzel. JP, did you share your channel there? Thanks, Dave. Thanks for dropping in. Have a good night. Stay safe. JP has a new live show starting tomorrow evening, folks. He would appreciate if you'll jump over and give him some support. To be honest with you, he needs less support than anybody else on the maker circuit, because he frickin' knows everyone and he's everybody's friend. He is the maker's mate. This saw's getting tired now, just like me. There we go. Wasn't bad. Right, so this isn't quite, this is kind of what I want. This isn't quite square. It's wider one way than it is the other. We're looking at about, I think it's probably 1 inch. It's 1 inch wide by just under 1 3/4 inches, which is good, because that will give me the shape that I want. Do you know what I was saying about having a wider part here? And we can turn this. We're not going to turn it cylinder shape. We'll get it to a rough shape that I can carve, and we'll go from there. So we'll find a center. 40mm, 42 is 21. I always go to the nearest measurement if it's imperial or metric. We're 1 inch. 26, so we'll go 13. There we go. It's the centre of that end. 13. There. And 21. Temple, boom. Just there. How's that? Right. Live with the maker's mate. Is that your official name, JP? Have we official name? Live with the maker's mate. Folks, if you haven't liked my Templeboy Turning's page, maybe JP will put a link up there for the Templeboy Turning's page. If you haven't liked my page, firstly, why not? And secondly, please do, because when I hit 1,000 likes, which I'm not far off, I think I'm only like about 15 likes off of 1,000 likes on my Facebook page. That doesn't look like centre at all. Oh, that's because I'm not on my mark, that's why. I missed the mark. I could off-centre this as well, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, yeah, when I get to 1,000 likes, I'm going to do make a live video making something, and I'll give it away to one of my supporters. I have had, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. I've had a couple of folks asking me if I have a Patreon page. I do have a Patreon page, but it's not very active, and there's two reasons why it's not very active. Number one, I have absolutely no clue really how to run it, and number two, it's another thing to look after. Do you know? And I don't know, for the return you get from it, is it worth the work and the hassle? I don't really understand how it works, to be honest with you. Mr. Glenn Senior, how are you? Me old cocker spaniel. Right. Right, Glenn's just joined us. Right, Glenn, this is the witch so far. We just put the head on the body and we offset it, and the head twists and all that, and that's sitting on a peg on the top of the body. So that's looking cool, and now we're just going to start seeing if we can have a play with a couple of arms. My plan is that we'll have this come out maybe around here like this, and this like this, come round and then come like this. Maybe that's maybe what we'll do there, like that, and then this will turn here, and I might just go that kind of angle. I don't know, something like that, if we can. Can you see that? I don't think you can you? Damn it. That camera's in the wrong place anyway. You'll be able to see that in a second when I actually zoom it in. La 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 la. Super duper. All this camera shite is quite frustrating. There we go. Okay, so that's where we're heading. We're going to go with the gouge again and put my hat on, and let's rock and roll. Get turning some shit. I'm going to draw that on darker, because if I draw that on darker, I will actually see the shadow, and I will have an idea what shape to turn. Me and my shadow walking down. There you go. Okay. So I'm just looking at the ghost lines. I can just see my pencil lines. See the shape there? I've near enough hit dead on my pencil lines there. Subbed for ages, forgot the thumb. That's alright, Alan. Yeah, I think the feed's okay. I got green lights here anyway. So that's kind of where we're going. I think at the moment that arm is a bit thick. We'll come down a little bit more. A bit long too, I think. I'll get it roughly, and good thing about it being in between centres, we can take it on and off and it's not going to affect it. We'll see on size and go with that. Getting the proportions right is hardest thing about doing this kind of stuff. No, that's not. It's not round yet, but I'm going to be carving this Tracy to look like the rest of the dress. So I don't really want it to be round because carving it and that will give it the look of clothing. Do you know, with your arm like this, you know, when it's carved and stuff, it will look like it's part of the clothing coming off. The proportions really are the length and the size of the hand. That's really all I need to worry about, because the rest can just look like a baggy cloak coming over her skinny arms. It's I'm just going to take that off. And oh, I can guess what she might think it is. JP. Yeah, that arm is huge. Needs to be shorter and slightly skinnier. I don't know. Might have to play with these arms a bit to get them right. I might end up, to be honest with you, just cutting some pieces of wood on my bandsaw when my new blade comes, because I broke my freaking blade, yeah, I might cut 2 pieces and just carve 2 arms. I'm not sure. We'll see if this works. I don't know. It's something to do, isn't it? It's too long. It's way too long, so I'm going to shorten it up. We've got plenty here that we can shorten up. This is where everybody's mind goes to the gutter. So we'll probably end up going round now. Just trying to get the proportions right. And when you're going to carve, you're better off having more. You're better off looking at the material than looking for it, as they say. Oh, it's pulled me doodah off. Okay. Have a look at that again. Holly! I knew you'd arrive as soon as JP showed you a rude thing. We're making arms, Holly. We're making arms, Chuck. But this is way too thick and way too big. I'm not sure if I'm happy with said arms. Now, saying that, once it's carved, it might look right. I'm going to have to work out proportions using myself. That's what I'm going to have to do. How are you, Holly? JP, you have a job to do with OVO Cash TV right there, please. Buy OVO. We don't buy subscribers. We work very hard, OVO, to get our subscribers, and then we reward them. We don't give shit to them and try and buy our subscribers. That's not how YouTube works. Not with us honest folk, anyway. So, see ya, OVO. Thanks, JP. Everybody head over to OVO and tell him exactly what you think of him. I'm sure he'd love a few trolls on his site. Right. Okay. Thanks, JP. You earned your doggy biscuit for the day. Right. I'm going to measure my arm to the rest of my body, and that's how I'm going to work this out. So top of my shoulder to the bottom of my hand is 30 inches, and to my shoulder is 62. So we're looking about half the length of the body we want the arm. So we want the arm to be about 5 inches long. And I have got it 6 inches long. That is why it looks too long. See? Science, maths, all that kind of good stuff. You do what, Glenn? You buy your subscribers? No, that's not how you do it. Earn your subscribers by working hard on your channel. Put a lot of hours into my channel. I haven't scammed people. I don't think I've scammed people anyway. Right, let me see. So this is going to be the top thing. We want 5 inches. So we need to go about, that length is total of our arm. So we're going to have to redesign this slightly, but we've got way too much thickness on that as well. So rock and roll. So maybe we'll go back here. It's really hard to get proportions right. Okay, and then we'll come in here then. And go a lot skinnier. It's all about trial and error. And I'm not, like I say, not worried about the finish on this because I'm going to be carving the whole thing to match the rest of the witch. Dusty shit, man. Yeah, that's looking better, I think. Not worried about the flat spots. Okay. Okay, Yorkshire Grit is sponsoring the new Maker's Mind. The Maker's Mind page, Facebook page. So I don't mind you doing a bit of spamming with Glenn. Glenn is a very nice chap, very hard worker, very honest, loyal person, and deserves all the success he gets. I have a lot of time for Glenn Senior. That's looking better. Yeah, that's looking better, I think. Once I carve that into her body, that will fit nicely. Yeah, I think we're going to have one arm kind of sticking forward and one down by her side. That's kind of how that's going to work. So that's roughly the right size there. That's where we're heading. That is good. I was happy with that. I don't care what Glyn does. Glyn is very welcome to sell whatever he wants on any of my social medias. It's awesome. It's an awesome product. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And ain't no shitting with it. And excellent customer service. Fantastic customer service. So, there. And I stand by that. I have time for people that have time for me. That's the way I work. So I'm just going to finish off shaping this, and then it'll literally just be a matter of parting it off, and then the rest I'll carve it all. I'll carve all this to match the dress, and I'll scorch it and colour it the way I did with the dress. So it's scorch it, rub it back, get rid of all the char off of it, add some silver gilt into where let me get that right. It's carve it, scorch it, clean it all up, put some silver gilt into where I've carved it, clean it all back again, add some purple, clean it back again, and then rub it all down, get it cleaned up, and that should match in with the dress. Once that matches with the dress, it'll look just fine. So it's a matter of parting it off here, parting it off here. The hand is just going to be a ball, and I can carve away whatever I need to make a hand out of that. So right, okie dokie. I got to get me a tool sponsor. That's what I've got to do. But here in Ireland, there's absolutely no chance of that. No chance of getting a big... Do you know, a lot of these channels get really good sponsors. I'd love to be able to get some kind of decent tool to do a 20,000 subscriber giveaway. I don't know. Some folk have all the luck. I'm going to leave the hand a little bit long. As I was saying, you're better off looking at it than looking for it. And I'll part that off just there. And then this I will part off just there. And yes, folks, it looks rough as a badger's bum, but as you saw when I did the dress, did you see me do the dress? I can't remember. Did I do that live? No, I don't think I did. But anyway, the dress looked crap before I carved it. That's that. Cut that one off there. Cut that one just there. That's it. The rest will be carved. I'll show you what that looks like in proportion to the rest of the body, and then we'll have a chat, because I won't have time to do the other one. But let me turn this camera up so that you can see me. So if you look at this, like I say, it looks crap at the moment, okay, but it's the right proportion to the body. And what I'll do is I'll carve this inside piece here and make it so it blends into this shoulder. I will probably carve a small bit out of the body as well. It's going to be all about fitting. I'll use dowels and then I'll fit it into the body, and one will be sticking slightly forward like this and twisted, and she'll be holding the broom, and the other one will be here and it'll be kind of down at the side of her body, or it'll be slightly forward or whatever, but the proportions are right. And trust me, when it's all carved, it will blend into the dress. It will, honestly, promise you, will look like the rest. So folks, let me move this camera up so that, do you know what, I'll just swap it over, it'd be easier. Temple, boom, there you go. Night night Pam, thank you very, oh, Pam's gone, is she? Night night Pam, thank you very much. I've missed a load of the chat there, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, Pam said goodbye. Okay, bye bye Pam, thank you very much for joining us. Night night. So yeah, so that is, oh shit, no, don't hit that. That is the witch, folks. Let me pour another drop of coffee into my mug and we'll have an old chat for 10 minutes. So yeah, the Maker's Mind channel is going very well. I think we've got about 89 something. I did have a couple of people asked to join the other day, and I went back on their profiles and I didn't see much wood turning. I saw a lot of political stuff. I'm not into that. If you're not going to have woodwork and stuff showing on your profiles, you obviously don't want to show what you're making, so you're not welcome on the Maker's Mind, to be honest with you. Or not just woodworking, any kind of making at all. It was all just it was a language I didn't understand, but it looked like a lot of, it translated to a lot of political mumbo jumbo. So guys, that is the witch. I'll show you on this camera now. That's the witch. That's what the arms are going to look once they're carved. They will look proper. Honestly, I've got carved hands and all that, trust me, and they'll blend into the body. I'll blend those into the body and put dowels in, and I don't know if I'll have them move in or what, but that's the plan anyway. But delighted that the head worked out. Really delighted that the head worked out. Right, any questions? You don't tend to ask me many questions, you just tend to take the piss out of me, folks. That's alright though. 18 thumbs up and no thumbs down. Touch wood, I haven't had any thumbs down for a while, which is, you know, oh, spider, money spider, give me money. Steve, where did the idea come from? My head, pretty much, Cliff, without sounding stupid and as if I'm taking the piss. I'm actually scared of spiders, and I'm working on my fear of spiders by touching these little ones. You know, that's kind of freaking me out, but he's just walked across my palm now, so hopefully I'll win. When I check my numbers, I'll win the lottery. You go and play over there, spider. Yeah, she's kind of creepy, but as I said earlier, Holly, I didn't want it too scary because it's going to be in a room where my kids are, and I've got little kids running around, so I don't want her too creepy. So if she is a bit too scary, I might soften her features a little bit. But the question I wanted to ask: make her face green or not? I'm going to make her hair black. I'm probably going to scorch her hair and give where it's carved. It will look cool when I scorch her hair. But do you think I should make her face green? I'm tempted to dye her face green with spirit stains. What do you think? I'm thinking yes. You let me know. But yeah, the idea, anything that I make, I'll tell you where the idea come from. It stemmed from this. It stemmed from me making the broomstick, and I thought, well, I can't make a broomstick without having a witch. I can't. Then we did the what did we do? We did the cauldron live, and I just thought everything blending together. You've got to have a witch, right? Then I'll tell you how my head was thinking. Well, I've got a witch, I've got a broomstick, and I've got a cauldron. I need a cat. And then I thought, no, it's just going stupid now. Yes, diet. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yes, green face, yes, green face. Yes, I agree. I think it needs a real green face. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'll do that. I will do that. I am probably, because I'm not back until Sunday now, doing any wood turning. I think I might do a Facebook Live between now and Sunday, and do some more on this, because I want to get this buttoned up and finished before the weekend, because I've got Christmas stuff to do, and I've got JP's scroll saw challenge to finish as well. So yes, we're going to go with the green. Yeah. Super duper diddly do. I think so. I just keep looking at it and thinking it's freaking awesome. No praise like self-praise, right? So, yes. For those of you that weren't here, silent auction will be happening soon. Either here on Facebook, here on YouTube, or on my Facebook page. There will be a silent auction. I'm going to be selling off a load of the pieces that I have lying around, but it will be, you just bid for it, the maximum amount that you want to pay for it. Put your bid up. There'll be no names involved. No one will know how much people are bidding. You bid for the piece. Probably go through my webpage and silent bid, and then whoever bids the most amount for each piece will win that piece, and it will be sent off to them anywhere in the world. And I'm willing to cover the postage because it's for charity, for the school that I work for. And I'm tired, you know. I just feel tired. But yeah, then the money that it raises will go to the school that I work for to help buy equipment, special needs swings and play activity centres and stuff to put into the playgrounds at the school. That's what it's for. They're trying to raise 50,000. I think we're only 2,000 at the moment, which is great. That's great donations and that. It's not how it should be. I would love to get on Facebook and do a big rant about what I think about our government and helping special needs. It's shit, basically. I'm seeing a lot of stories with lads and lasses leaving school and having absolutely nothing to help them, and getting hurt and all sorts. Respite facilities suck and all that. So because it's just not the funding. But we won't go there. I'm not going to turn that into my own personal opinion rave. But I would love to let people know what I think of how the special needs are treated here. They're human beings at the end of the day, and they're lovely kids, and they get treated like shit. So thank you, JP. You rock. That is the link there. If you've got $1 or $2, do you know, if we get 1,000 people giving $1, £1, €1, you know, that's 1,000 whatever currency it is to go towards the school, and that's a piece of equipment right there. So, do you know, could you share that link for me, folks, and do me a favour and get it out there and help St Cecilia's raise a bit of funds for their playgrounds. They really do need it. Does that include crew? I don't understand that one, Alan. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to be doing that silent auction. The other thing is as well, if you can't afford, what I'm going to do is, if you can't afford to donate, because I know money's tight, it's not set up yet, Tracy, but what will happen is I'm going to set it up with my phone. I'm actually Steve Nealon from is it Nealon's Media? I can't remember the name of it. Oh God. Anyway, Steve Nealon is helping me out, helping me set up a new website. I've got one at the moment, but I want to upgrade it and make it more fancy and workable. And what I'll do is I will set up, I'm going to work on that like a mad thing the rest of this week now. I'm going to set up an auction page, and it will basically have the pictures of all the pieces, and you click on the piece and you donate. No one will see what's happening, and it will send an email to me to let me know how much you've bid for the piece. And each time someone bids higher, the person before them will get knocked out, and I will email the person, let them know that they've been knocked out, and give them the opportunity between a starting point and an end point to put in a higher bid. That's how it works. So you never know how much it's selling for, but you'll have a rough idea if you have bid. That's how it works. Zelina the Witch. That's a good name, yeah. So that's how it's going to work, Tracy. But I will let everyone know across my media how it's working. I'll post it around the world. Include crew. Yes, it does. It includes anywhere. Harneal Media. There you go. Harneal Media. Steve Nealon is helping me out. If you need help with a new web page, click that there and go and talk to Steve, and he will help you out and get you running with a new web page. He's a super dude. Steve Nealon, yes, he's a great lad. So that's that. Also, again, like I said, if you could like and share my Templeboy Turning's page. I'm going full out now. I've kind of got myself a bit of a name out there now, Turning and social media, and I've just noticed I'm almost it's nowhere near Holly's 6,000 stupid numbers or whatever it is, but on Instagram I'm almost up on 500 followers. I've got nearly 20,000 here on YouTube. I've got nearly 1,000 on my Templeboy, so I must be doing something right. Okay, so I must be doing something right with what I'm doing, so I'm going to start pushing it now. I think I've been humming and hawing what to go. I think I know the direction I want to go now. I'm going to start getting some t-shirts and cups and things made up of Templeboy Turnings and Temple Boom, so that'll all kind of thing. But the way I'm going to do it is a percentage of everything I sell, is going to go to charity, probably to the Makers Make It Matter charity. I'm still not sure where I'm going with that, because we've had a lot of problems with that at the moment as well. I'm not going to get into it, but it's been stressful. But a percentage of everything I sell through my website of my stuff is going to go towards charity. I'm not going to take everything. I want to help out special needs kids. I feel passionate about helping special needs kids. They need help, and if it's a way of doing it, then that's what I'm going to do. So whatever percentage of what I sell goes to it, whether I give it all or what, I'm not sure how I'm going to work it, but that's it. I'm rambling now, so that's it. And I'm going to be throwing up a few more videos and stuff, but I love the live stuff, so I'm going to be pushing the live feeds and all that. So that's enough. sick of listening to me now, and I'm sure we have gone past time. We're 2 minutes past the time, and I was actually on time this week. Haha, I just follow a lot of people on Instagram. That's the only reason I have lots of followers. Yeah, I suppose I should follow more. I was actually Barbie the welder. She's got a huge following. I think 30,000 followers on Instagram, but I watch her on YouTube as well. She's just getting started on YouTube. She's got a couple of thousand subscribers, but she's, and she gave a few tips on Instagram the other day, and it's all about the hashtags with Instagram and not going with hashtags that have a lot of followers, going in sort of in the 1,000 range, and that's how you get followers and stuff. So that's it. That's the secret anyway. So yeah, thank you for all your support. It's absolutely fantastic. It's because of you that I'm keeping passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm creating stuff like this, and you're keeping my mind creative, and you're keeping me excited about what I'm doing. Don't forget to follow JP tomorrow. He's doing a new live show here on YouTube. Go and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I know you already are, all of you. JP is a really cool cat, as Izzy Swan would say, and he helps out so many people. He deserves to do well. He deserves a lot more subscribers on his channel, to be honest with you, because he's a really nice guy. So give him some support. I will see you tomorrow evening with JP. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be in front of the camera on the show or if I'm just going to be moderator. I can't remember. I was quite tired when I spoke to him last. So we'll sort it out anyway. Yeah. So make sure you go over and watch his show tomorrow. And I will be back Saturday night with Rob for Saturday Night Live, Uncut and Live. Not sure what we're discussing Saturday. I do know what we're discussing Saturday. I'm going to let you know. We're going to be skimming along. I'm not sure if it's going to be a popular. We're going to see how it goes, but I think it needs to be talked about. We're going to skim on depression and how it affects people. So that's what Saturday night show is going to be. So if you've been touched by depression, or you know someone that's kind of battling depression, and maybe they want to talk to or listen to people that have been in the thick of depression. I have been. I know there's a few people out there that have been. Maybe it might help you, and you could add to the discussion. So we're not going to get deep into depressive stuff because that's not what the show's about, but I think it needs to be discussed. Mental health is a big thing nowadays, and a lot of makers do suffer from mental health, and to promote that you can get through it can only be a good thing, I think. It's not all doom and gloom. You get stuff like this from depression. You create. The poetry I write is all from, a lot of it is from depression, so it's all good. Hashtags is a niche. It's a way of niching your work. So hashtags get you spread out across the world. So when you hashtag something, whenever someone types that into the computer and so it brings it straight to your work. So you won't miss it, Holly, because it will always be there for you to go back and watch. All the shows are still there. They're never edited. They're just left there. I might one day go back and play with them, but they're just there at the moment. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. Right, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for Mr. Rob Summerlin just joins us as I'm saying goodbye. Rob, I was just telling him about that we're going to be scooting over depression, talking slightly about depression on Saturday's show. I hope you don't mind me letting him know what some of the conversation's going to be about. So everybody, Woodsley Summercraft. Rob, you haven't seen here. This is the witch so far. We managed to put her head on. I'm going to dye it green. That light's really bright, isn't it? I wonder if I counteract it here. There you go. Take some of the... You can see it there then. So there you go. Thank you. We'll see you guys. Thank you very much. I will see you Saturday night, and I'll see you over the social media. So I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you Saturday or probably sometime over Facebook. Keep an eye on my Facebook pages. If I hit that 1,000 likes on my Facebook page, which I'm kind of thinking is going to happen this week, hopefully, then there will be a live giveaway. So keep an eye out on Templeboy Turning's Facebook page. Thanks, guys. Loves ya. See you all again soon. Temple, boom, out.